Justin. I guess we can get started. First of all,
Mr. Frisbee, do you want me to get the kids out in the yard?
you still have some kids out there that see some cross-country people. Recognition night. We appreciate your attendance and support. Tonight, the students who have participated in cross-country and soccer will be recognized, and we are very proud of their accomplishment. Special thanks goes to Pete Stone for doing the program and some of his students. And please note on the program again, as in the past, following the presentation of awards to each team, athletes who receive special awards are asked to go in the corridor near my office for pictures. I haven't seen Pete here yet, but he said he might be late. But after you receive your award, go out and check and see if he's there, please. On behalf of our coaching staff, we would like to wish the best to our seniors who participated this fall and performed again for the last time here at Northeastern Clinton in soccer and cross country. And we encourage our returning athletes to continue to work on their particular skills so that they may be productive and successful in their future years at Northeastern. As in the past, our format tonight will be for each team to assemble up front while receiving their awards. I will introduce the individuals on each team, while each coach distributes the award packets to each athlete. Please hold your applause until the end of the introductions for each team. After the introductions, the coach will comment on individual and team accomplishments. Teams wishing to recognize their coaches may do so after the coach is finished. Please keep your comments short. I ask all members of the audience to be patient and also respectful of the athletes and their teams being recognized. Upon completion of the presentations, there will be refreshments served in the cafeteria, the usual, soda and donuts. We will start the awards presentation with Northeastern selections for the CBAC All-Academic Team for the fall of 1995. We are allowed to select a senior boy and girl for recognition on this team. This award represents recognition for their contribution to and achievements in sports, as well as their success in academics. Representing Northeastern Clinton for the fall of 1995, on this team are Allie Jeanette and Josh Gooley. past, the Press Republican publishes this team, and that comes out shortly after December 1st. You'll see Allie and Josh's picture in the paper with the rest of the selections from the other schools. You'll see the AC. First on the program tonight is the girls cross country team. Would you come up, please? It's a pleasure to introduce the girls cross country team, Gina Brasser. Mary Cole. Aaron Rizzo. Megan Casey. Randy Cheney. Danielle Kelson. Jamie Grover. Jessica Himmel. Tabitha Juno. Kelly McGrath. Shelby Moore. Jen Norris. Dana Brasser. Heather Decimal. And Tara Dugoon, manager. Mr. Powell, coach.
I would like to begin tonight by congratulating the girls soccer team on their CDAC championship this year and their thrilling near miss at sectionals. Boys, and I'd also like to congratulate both boys and girls for their usual performance in the soccer and maintaining their standard of excellence. It's a real inspiration to all athletes, including my cross-country runners. I'd like you to indulge me, please, a moment of silence for Jason Rushford, promising shot putter and discus thrower who tragically lost his life this fall in an auto accident. Jason spent much of his free time talking track with me during my preparation period. The first to sign up for the Romeo and Juliet ballet presentation at the Place des Arts last March, he sat next to me and was near tears at the conclusion. I can't account for his enigmatic personality. I like Jason very much. And I believe with all my heart that he was as well-meaning as he was misguided. If there's a lesson in this, let it simply serve as Jason's legacy. Thank you. When we began our season in August, we were perhaps more resolved than optimistic. Both boys and girls teams had lost key performers from the previous fall. What evolved was a dedicated group of runners who garnered 10 trophies on the way to distinguishing themselves while falling just short in the sectional championships with second and third place finishes. They were fine students as well as athletes and exemplified a genuine warmth for each other. Our primary goal this year was to mold a team that would work together without put-downs. And for the most part, we were impressively successful in this regard. As I told these boys and girls on the bus of sectionals, it was a delight witnessing their strength and maturity develop with the progress of the season. In my first year as a track and field coach some 9 years ago, our boys team came within 7 points of defeating Eatontown and averting a winless season. Beacontown coach, impressed by our tenacity and sportsmanship, boarded our bus and explained that in sports, some winners are losers and some losers are winners. All cross-country runners at NCCS are winners. Our modified boys team witnessed impressive progress among the majority of boys running for our school. The largest contingent in the CBAC, they lost only to ABCS, finished second at our home tournament and placed one member on the modified all-star team. Jamie Schwartz was voted by his peers to be the most, I'm sorry. I should be I'm sorry, I'm showing you the voice. My fault. I'm not familiar with Mr. Bridges' format. I should have known. Okay, I apologize. Okay, the girls' modified team was easily the most accomplished group of athletes I've coached. Comprised of only 6 athletes, this stellar contingent beat the forever undefeated team of Essex Junction, Vermont. By the way, it was the first time Essex Junction, Vermont had ever lost a race. Then they topped that accomplishment with an unprecedented victory in the Saratoga Burnt Hills Invitational. We've never won a medal in a major invitational. They took first place. Shelby Moore battled asthma the entire season to finish with some personal victories at significant races at the close of our season. A dedicated practice runner, she ran after her season had ended and accompanied us to the sectional championships. A loyal competitor, Shelby Moore. Randy Cheney came back to cross country with renewed dedication, and her beloved brother, Randy. She doesn't handle praise very well, and that was a pleasant problem this year because I never tired of praising her crucial contributions, the key to our most important victories, Randy Cheney. Gina Brassard has a world of ability and loves cross-country running. A CBAC modified all-star, she was generally our second or third runner all season. A girl with a big future, Gina Brassard. Erin Risley, a most talented, although at times inconsistent runner, steadily developed her ability to become a reliable front runner crucial to invitational victories. Another heiress to calamity, I'll dearly miss her intellect, her runner's acumen, and her keen sense of humor, no doubt inherited from her mother. Mary Cologne is a sweetheart who is indefatigable in practice and super reliable in all competitive meets. She even promised to produce a mate for my unstable black lab and combined with her mom to help with the diverse chores associated with running cross-country meets, a budding superstar, Mary Cologne. Megan Casey finished second in the CBAC championships, second out of 175 runners at the Burnt Hills Invitational, first at the NCCS Invitational, third at the Malone Invitationals, and fourth at the Catamount Invitational. She's a straight-A student and captain of our modified squad, a most competitive young lady, Megan Casey. Dana Brassard is pure grit. Discouraged by what she perceived to be inept performances, she willed herself to be a fifth-place scorer in almost every race. A co-captain, cheerleader, mascot, super young lady, I've chosen Dana with the singular honor of the Beth Bach Award as our team's most worthy all-around runner, Dana Brassard. Kelly LeGranic was one of the most feisty, competitors whose steady improvement was chiefly owing to her wonderful determination. Her blossoming into a runner this year was amazingly a highlight of everyone's season. The whole team rooted for her and accorded her the respect of all her peers, Kelly LeGranic. Jen Norris limped at the end of the season, but steadfastly refused to miss a practice. Possessed of both talent and courage, Jen will show the enormity of her talents next season. Danielle Kelsey is a lovely young lady who could be and should be the key to the future Cougar Championships. Inconsistent but uniquely talented, Danielle is a runner who could be at the top of the conference. An outstanding runner, Danielle Kelsey. Jamie Grogan was amazingly improved this season. One of the speediest runners in the cross country, Jamie did much to improve her stamina and would excel with a 500 jacket to her credit, Jamie Grogan. Jessica Himmel was the most competitive second-half runner who was motivated to inspire her teammates with a new and improved attitude. Narrowly missing the state championship by one place, Jessica proved to herself and everyone else that her best running competitions were still ahead of her. A two-time state competitor, Jessica Himmel. Tabitha Juneau went from modified team to a second place on the Cougar varsity, still nowhere near her potential as a runner. Tab would often finish a race devoid of the stress that so often characterizes cross-country race competitions. One of the primary reasons for our team's late season surge and the recipient of our team's Most Improved Runner Award, Tabitha Juneau. Heather Dessereau garnered the most first-place finishes for our team, was the recipient of her fourth 500-mile jacket, captained our team, and led by example, a coach's dream and the clear MVP for the 1995 season, Heather Dessereau. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce the boys team at this time.
Boys cross country, Joshua Padar. Kevin Burke. Michael Casey. Tyler Davison. Ann Groschen. Joe Schroeder. Jamie Sports. Jeff Assa. Nathan Gregory. Jared Kobiak. Andy Cheney. Kevin Juneau. Bernie Menard. Dan Wells. John Winnick. Jared Trombley. Chad McMillan. And Justin Trombley.
Our modified boys team witnessed impressive progress among the majority of boys running for our school. The largest contingent in the CBAC. They lost only to ABCS placing one member on the modified all-star teams. Jamie Schwartz was voted by his peers to be the most improved modified runner on our team. A tireless worker who eats and breathes steady mileage, Jamie is bound to continue this improvement in track and field this spring. Jamie Schwartz. Hans Groshans was a steady plugger who finished every race and marked steady improvement. A solid, consistent runner, Hans Groshans. Kevin Berkman is a fine and dedicated young man who is so quiet that his contribution is sometimes overlooked. Kevin's demeanor speaks well of his team, and most of all for Kevin, a super worker, Kevin Berkman. Joe Schroeder is an excellent practice runner with a year-round work ethic. Another Air's casualty, Joe's contribution will serve him well wherever he runs, Joe Schroeder. Andy Cheney was the heart and soul of our boys' modified program. Considering his amazing contribution, a coach would note his total dedication. The fact that he is the first to volunteer and one of the most loyal athletes in our school. The captain of this group, Andy is the paragon of what any coach would design into a winning athlete. He helped organize our Olympic run in Plattsburgh and transported all participating athletes. He attended every workout and volunteered for runs after the modified season had ended. The grand old man of the NCCS modified team, Andy Cheney. Mike Casey's dedication and motivation are unquestioned. He lifted every teammate's heart with his awful jokes and gladdened our spirits with his grit. A fine young man, Mike Casey. Jeb Asaf was a most pleasant surprise for our modified program. The most dramatic time improvements on our team, boy or girl, were achieved by Jeb. And these improvements were matched by his maturity and self-confidence. A young man who this year decided to paddle his own canoe, a rare adolescent achievement, Jeb Asaf is a straight-A student and a determined runner. Nate Gregory was noticeably absent from the critical invitationals, but garnered more dual meet victories than anyone on the NCCS team. A most talented young man, Nate Gregory. Joshua Bedard is a very special person. He's humble, he's self-effacing, and without exception, kind. Everyone admires and loves Josh, a very special winner, Josh Bedard. Tyler Davison steadily improved after a mid-season lull. He corrected in time to portray himself in a most favorable light. A talented runner with an impressive, improved attitude, Tyler Davison. And now the varsity team. John Winnick ran hard in every race. John gives me everything. He's blessed with foot speed, but a newcomer to cross country, John struggled valiantly to a point where he felt confident he had become a runner. A future student athlete, John Winnick. Dan Whalen ran 720 miles over the summer to emerge from modified mediocrity to a competitive varsity runner. My most loyal worker, Dan is this year's winner of our team's most prestigious award, the Rob Moore Memorial Trophy. Dan Whalen. Kevin Juneau is uniquely funny, and this year Kevin emerged as a runner in the Malone Invitational, where he helped NCCS earn a second-place finish, and a surprise team fifth at the CVHC Championships, which he never let Chad McMillan forget. A talented runner with a big future, and only in 9th grade, Kevin Juneau. Bernie Menard earned his second 500 jacket this summer. Consistently helped his team with reliable fourth-place finishes and earned the honor of our team's most improved runner. As humble as his father and feisty as his mom, Mr. Interrogative, Bernie Menard. Jared Trombley was enormously improved again this year and placed first for the team in our Peru PHS triangular meet. More importantly, when healthy, Jared was a crucial component of the 1-2-3 punch we put together against a league full of formidable opponents. Jared, along with his brother, will be college shopping next week. With considerable effort and work, Jared will be a CBAC All-Star next fall. And it couldn't befall a nicer athlete, Jared Tremblay. And Justin Tremblay is still the epitome of what I annually expect our program to represent. But this year, Justin encountered a mystery slump that terribly shook his self-confidence and did considerable damage to a team that has looked to Justin as the man, our go-to athlete. Frankly, he was outperformed most of this season, only to come back with an inspirational roar for his third state championship. This year's co-MVP, Justin Tremblay. Chad McMillan is the stereotypical athlete who labors in obscurity for the love of the sport. At Notre Dame, they call such an athlete Rudy. Here, he's simply Chadman, a special award winner as our team's most persistent athlete, senior Chad McMillan. Jared and Kobiak garnered more first-place finishes than anyone on our team. More mature this year, stronger this year, and more determined. Jared placed 16th in the CBAC All-Star run and 51st at the state championships, a wonderful freshman accomplishment. The co-MVP of our 1995 squad, Jared, Minnow, and Kobiak. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge on behalf of my entire team the yeoman efforts of Tara Dragoon. Once again, Tara accompanied our team and served efficiently, credibly, and quietly. Our team is acknowledging her efforts and would like to present her with a gift as a token of our esteem and sincere gratitude. Tara, would you come up? Oh. We also issued a school check on behalf of Mr. Calvin Castine, we no longer put them in the mail, Calvin, and a Cougar 500 jacket for our tireless course architect, Mr. Canning. No words of appreciation can sum up the full measure of Mr. Canning's importance to our team. Mr. Canning, Mr. Canning, we're acknowledging your efforts, and I know you're not here, but we're acknowledging your efforts by awarding a 500 jacket. You easily ran 500 miles in cleaning up that course this year. Thank you very much. I'd also like to express my thanks to the Albany Academy coach for his letter to our Board of Education, acknowledging everyone's efforts in making a success of our NCCS Invitational. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Coulombe, the Brassards, the Ankoviats, the Dragoons, Champlain Tools Unlimited, Lakewood Market, Smith & Sons Oil, the Rouse's Point Golf Course, the Bowl Mart, Delgar, Cavanaugh Realty, Wyatt Ayers, Parsons Funeral Home, Riley Ford, Parker Brothers, Sandy's Deli, North Country Photography, Myers, Transporter, and the NCCS Teachers Association. Their contributions make it possible for us to send almost free of charge our runners to cross-country camp over the summer in Vermont. Now, some of the more senior members of our audience might remember repetitious scenes from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where a bemused Butch or Sundance cried, "Who are those guys?" This would be a fitting summation of our cross-country season. 4 of our 5 female opponents and 2 of our male rivals were ranked in the top 10 in New York State. It was our unique misfortune to finish a gallant second at sectionals in Elizabethtown to Saranac Lake, the eventual New York State champion crowned last weekend. I fully understand the import of Newman Redford's words by the time the season was over. I salute the state champions, their coach, they're all class people, but I consider my teams to be the classiest. Canning Hill, the 24-hour marathon where NCCS set a new scholastic record of 220 miles in Westport this summer, 500-mile jackets, Gibby, Bernie, and all the other super supportive parents, thank you for our most wonderful season. And thank you to Hannah, who delivered Tara's gift on an emergency basis, and my wife, who dropped off the 500 jackets from Finney's just 5 seconds before they closed. And to summarize, I suppose we ought to hand out the Cougar 500 jackets, and I'll hand them out at this time. It's already been done. Tara, I'm sorry, Heather Destro has already handed out the 500 jackets, so I'm done. Thank you very much.
I'd first like to thank all of the parents who worked with this year's Invitational. Because of you, it was a great success. Behind every great team, there is a great coach. By looking at this year's stats, you may think that we were just mediocre. By no means were we mediocre. Each day, we had an enduring practice. Some days, we just didn't want to get out there and run the practices, but we got out there anyway and worked our hardest. It paid off. I, as well as many others, ran the best they have ever had throughout all their seasons. There's only one person to thank for all of that, though. Whenever I was tired, Mr. Power was there to yell at me to keep going. At every meet, Mr. Power seemed to be at all places along the course at once. For a while, I thought he was running even faster than the runners themselves just to catch up to me. Because Mr. P was always there for me, I never gave up, no matter how much pain I was in. Cross country has helped me throughout life. Because of cross country and Mr. P, I've learned that harder one works, the more he or she will get out of it. I've never given up on anything I know I could not handle, everything that I know I could handle. I owe that to Mr. P. I'll never forget what cross country has done for me, as well as what he has done for me. Mr. Powers always talks of a coach by the name of Joe Newton. He always praises this man's accomplishments. Joe Newton has won 13 consecutive state championships. It doesn't matter to me, though. Mr. Powers was the one coach that turned me from 9:48 to a 5:05 miler, not Joe Newton.
Not exactly much to say, but I'd like to start off by thanking the parents this year. Turn out an invitation was really great. And Calvin, Castane's coverage for the invitation. I just want to say it's been a great 4 years with me and Chad. And it's a good experience, was a good experience. And certainly been something I'll always remember. And Mr. P's always talking about how much weight he's going to be losing, how he's going to begin running again. So the team put together some money for running a suit, something like that. So we just got a certificate for him to finish, and then get going out.
Thank you very much. It's awfully nice to have a couple of seniors like that. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Stone is out in the hallway, and all the special award winners across country would go out, please, and have their picture taken. At this time, I'd like to call up the junior varsity boys soccer team. Okay, here we go with the junior varsity soccer game. Nick Madden. Matt Dubuque. Tyson Dumas. Kyle Edgerton. Pete Kehoe. Chris LeGree. Matt Arnold. Mike Ashland. Pete Castner. Aaron Cologne. Jeremy Dragon. Travis Cooper. Sean Fay. Brandon Garceau. Brian LaFountain. Nick LeGree. Alan LaPierre. John Lynch. Scott Morelli. Evan O'Brien. Travis Rondo. Greg Young. Ryan Angel. Jeremy Gauthier. Chad Boyer. Manager, Justin Sample.
There you are.
And we got the scorekeeper, Katie Rao. Timer, Hillary Tremblay. Scorekeeper, Lisa Carter. And timer, Aaron St. Leonard.
Hey, guys, please.
Coach Dillon. Isn't this a fine looking group right here? Should we have a little hand for that? You know, it's hotter in here than one of my halftime speeches in a bad game, I want to tell you. It's very warm. So, we'll move right along. It's a great group. Worked very hard. Back on August 17th, the word around the JV area was that, well, Northeastern lost 15 or 16 sophomores last year. And this year they have 16 freshmen, 3 eighth graders, and only 6 sophomores. So probably a down year. So that's one of the things I brought up early in the year. And I think it got to this group a little bit, and that made them work a little harder. And then naturally, the hard work always pays off, as it did. And let the people on the street do the talking. And they listened very well. Because they not only were good soccer players, they were gentlemen. There were no wise guys at practice. The only time they got brave is when they finally figured out they were not good at shape. It was our last practice of the year. They decided they were going to see if they could knock me down. And the first 18 made it, and then after 7 more came, I finally tripped over my own feet. They worked hard. As far as MVPs and MIP, this was probably the toughest in 5-6 years coaching 3 different sports to try to find anybody, individual to say they were better. Because I could have probably had 10 or 11 boys that could have been MVP, and I probably could have had 10 guys at MIP. And Rick didn't go along with me. He wouldn't give me 25 plaques. So I narrowed it down to 4. Some boys that should be recognized. Kyle Edgerton, he had 18 goals. Matt Arnold, 17 goals. Scott Morelli, I got him for 18 goals. I got a defensive man like Nick Babby, 8 goals. So it was tough to choose. And MIPs, I probably had, I narrowed it down to 7 or 8, and I had to narrow it down to 2. So I picked 2 MIPs and 2 MVPs. And the MVPs, it wasn't just scoring, it wasn't just defense, it was everything. I watched them in practice. I watched if they were leaders. I looked at some game film, see who they were. And then I could narrow it down. My first MVP, this guy's a workhorse. Watching 2 or 3 films, games on TV, this guy was everywhere. Only scored a couple of goals, but I'll tell you what, he had a lot to do with a lot of them. And he had a lot to do with stopping a lot of balls going in. And my first MVP goes to Aaron Cool. I had 3 captains. In the past 3-4 years, soccer, I didn't put so much pressure on my captains. But as the calibers of JVs improved and a little more off-field things to watch, need a little help in practice, I put a little more pressure on my captains, and I let them know before the season that you're going to help me. I had 3 good captains. I had Scott Morelli, I had Nick Babby, and I had my son Tyson. I got to thank Tyson. It hasn't been easy for him in the last couple of years. I think I even red carded him from 1 practice. So I really owe him a thanks for looking at me as a coach instead of having to worry about a father out there, and it worked out real well. He was our keeper this year, and yeah, we had some skate games, but we had some games where we couldn't put the ball in the net, and we needed a key save now and then, and he would make that save and keep the momentum. And that would bring everybody together and help us put the ball in the net. As far as getting the boys ready before the game, Scott and Nick and Tyson did a good job preparing them. Not once during the year did I tell them which direction to go if we wanted to flip. They took care of that, and it worked out real well. Getting back to my MVPs now, this guy was a leader. He was probably in the top 3 guys I really stayed hard on, besides Tyson and Eamon O'Brien, who I kind of watched a little close once in a while. But it's Nick Babby. I put a lot of pressure on this guy. This guy stopped a lot of goals for us. When he wasn't in there, we were weaker in defense. As a defensive man, he scored 8 goals. And when it came time to tune the boys up, he did a good job. Most valuable player and a good future in soccer, Nick Babby. MIPs, tough. But I watched one guy from day 1. He busted his tail every practice. At the end, the big field was a ritual. That was every day. And at the end, instead of being at the end, he was at the front. And this guy never complained, always smiled, having fun, Pete. Yeah, I have coached Pete Caston.
My other MIP, this guy is a gentleman from the word go. This guy's got a lot of class. This guy doesn't make many mistakes. Hard worker, never played a lot of soccer. Came out, what do I got to do, coach? What am I doing wrong? I tell him, and there are no weird looks, no, you're short, it was okay, I'm going to work on it. And I'd watch it, and he'd do it. What I'd ask, he'd do it. This guy is first class in my mind, Pete Keel. Okay, same as the players on the bad days, the rainy days, well, these lovely young girls and Justin wants to come out here, please. They have to face the same things we do. And Justin is go get this, and go get that, and I forgot my keys in school, go get them, and then you get back, I forgot this in school, go get it. Never a boo or a nasty, come on, why don't you go get it yourself, that type of deal, never. The girls, every once in a while, it happens in soccer, you forget to stop the clock or start the clock, things aren't going well, you turn around and look at them, come on girl, stop the clock, will you? And then, oh sorry, I didn't really mean it. So they have their parts, and they have to show up, and they have to ride the buses with some of these guys. And, we won't talk about the buses, okay. So we have something right here. Justin? Aaron St. Hilaire. And Katie. Just before I get done here, a few thanks. I'd like to thank Calvin for taking as many games as he could. And Mr. Frisbee, most of our work is done on the phone. And Mr. Hawksley, for all his help. A lot of times I can't get some things done for games. He takes care of it for me. Something has to be done on time. He lets me know about it. Great help with uniforms. Just a great guy to work under. Big-hearted. Not only cares for his players on the field, but off the field. I have the utmost respect for this man, and hope to stay with him for quite a while. And last but not least, my wife, who changes her schedule often for my sports, and I really appreciate her for it and love her to death. Thank you, Roxanne.
First of all, we'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. We'd also like to thank all the fans who came for games and supported us. We'd also like to thank Katie Rao, Hillary Tremblay, Bill Scardian, and St. Clair and Justin, and you're here, so. That's you like what we got. We'd also like to thank Calvin for coming and taking our games, and we have a little something to support our local programming. Now Coach Dooley. Not many teams have a record of 37-1 over 2 years. And on behalf of myself and the other sophomores on this team, we'd like to congratulate and thank you for the great 2 years. So I guess we have to get you something. Thanks.
We have the boys varsity soccer team.
Yes, we will see that. Hey, Rick.
Okay, we forgot to announce that all the JV boys soccer players will be getting a championship plaque as a picture plaque, with a team picture on it and their record. Okay, here we go with the varsity team. Brad Lamberton. Mark Moore. Wade Bush. Tyler Gatway. Kelly Stein. Josh Cooley. Chris McComb. Derek Lamberton. Dave Newtel. Ronnie Rivard. Kevin Carter. Dustin Moore. Jason Ankoviak. Derek Terry. Jason Brock. Damien Colbert. Brad LaFont. Matt Morelli. Aaron Gergel. Travis Davis. Ray Rapid. We'd like to call Lisa Hardin and Aaron St. Hilaire again. These two girls that double duty, time and sport for both teams. Okay, I'd like to congratulate the JV boys. It's doing us another fine year, championship year. Really did a super job down there, and he's an excellent coach. And Mrs. Gilroy, the varsity girls team, for exceptional winning. First of all, our team started this year by winning the Pizza Tournament. Our record this year was 7-7-2, and overall 9-8-2. We were always very competitive in the games we played. We had 7 seniors, 13 juniors, and 1 sophomore. To the seniors on the team, they were one of the best that I had and that I coached. That I coached at some time. They were responsible responsible, tried their best, represented school well, did what they did what they're asked, and worked hard to better themselves. I wish they could have played them all or given them more playing time in the field. Decisions are made rather quickly at times. Once they're made, you can't take them back. These decisions take nothing away from my kids. They do the best they can, and I appreciate all the hard work they do. It was a pleasure to have them on the team, and good luck to them wherever they do. So the guys coming back, they also were a good, hard-working group as well. Got cut down on little mistakes, but I think we're going to be very, very competitive next year. I had tri-captains this year, Wade Bush, senior, Josh Cooley, also senior, and Matt Morelli, junior. Wade made second team All-Star, and Josh was an honorable mention, voted on by the coaches of the league. And my thanks go out to Mr. Frisbee for all the work he does. Keeps me well informed along with all the other coaches. He does an excellent job year after year. Mr. Musso, the Booster Club, Calvin and Sam Pastime, my wife Cheryl for everything she puts up with, Pizza Hut for sponsoring our tournament, all the ball boys we had for the year, to all my parents that supported us throughout the year and came to all the games. Get on to the special awards now. Most improved player. Look back when he first started, where he ended up, and how he improved on his game. And so most improved player would be Brad Lemerton. MVP. This player started out junior year, scoring along with the program, and this year he really stepped up and took over, and he did an excellent job. I never asked him to do anything, he was always there, and looking for answers or any questions, he always came up. He was always there, he's a great kid. And, my MVP goes out to Wade Bush. That's it. All set. Thanks.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Congratulations to the girls varsity soccer team for a great year they had. Let's give this to our scorekeepers, Aaron and Alyssa, for all of you. I forgot the boys with you. Congratulations. I'd like to thank Mr. Dumas for being there during all sectionals, for Coach Hoskins there. The last 4 years of my life playing soccer, and I'll miss it. Here's something for Calvin and Sam. Thanks a lot.
Could we have the girls junior varsity soccer team, please? Okay, I'd like to introduce Allison Teixeira. Erica Browns. Erica Casey. Kathleen Seymour. Shannon Stater. Christy Diemba. Marie Mulris. Katie Jeanette. Stephanie Sanders. Nicole Carter. Shauna Carter. Chantel Carter. Haley Desiree. Mandy Dubuque. Rachel Dutrow. Emily Favreau. Randy Sample. Debbie Trombley. Ashley Walton. And manager Charlie Calisco. Coach Pope.
I don't think I'll be able to compete with Dale for shortness, but I'll do the best I can. This is really shorter than it looks like, I promise. Never had the whole team here, but it's a work banquet, so it's changed for me this year. Our fall sports season was a very exciting one for the JV girls. Vast improvement in skills and team play, along with a serious run at the JV championship, made it a fun season to coach, hopefully a fun season for the players. These girls worked very hard right from the start, put off a little adversity with our shellacking at our tournament game, and they learned how to win games, they learned how to play together, and improved quite a bit. I have my thank yous to make. I'd like to thank Josie Gilroy for her help and support, as always, because I couldn't do this without her letting me know all the things I need to do. I'd like to thank Calvin, Castine, and Hometown Cable for televising our games. And we have something for Calvin. Erica, if you read the sports pages and look for JV sports, you'll look a long time, probably go blind trying to read it. It doesn't happen, so it's nice to have Calvin come out and take quite a few of our games and give the girls some of the recognition they deserve. They work just as hard as anybody. It's nice to have some publicity. I have to thank the Booster Club for putting on our JV tournament, as they have for the last few years. It's a lot of fun, very exciting to play a game that does mean something like that, possibility of winning things. Other teams in the league always look forward to it. One of the first things I hear from a couple of the coaches during the summer is, "Are you having your tournament again?" And I know it's looked forward to by us and by other teams as well. I have to thank parents who come out and give lots of support, especially in the miserable conditions we've had a few times this year. It's not always fun to stand in the pouring rain, and a lot of them do it all the time. I have to thank the players for making an enjoyable season. And last but not least, thank my wife, because she comes out, supports the team, as well as brings our dog over to all the games, and he enjoys that very much too. I'm just going to talk a little about each player. Erin Casey played halfback. Erin worked very hard this year. She really improved her skills, earned her spot at halfback, and she had 1 assist this year. Christy Ziamba played halfback, came out for soccer for the first time as a 10th grader. Helped out immediately. She works hard, hustles. She's always looking to improve. She learned the tough spot very quickly, and Christy had 1 assist this year. Allison Bayshard played forward. She did a good job improving her aggressiveness. She started off the year backing off. She finished up looking to get to the ball, and paid off for her when she scored her first goal this year. Shannon stayed up. Shannon was hurt towards the end of the year. Another 10th grader came out for the first time. She was 100%. She was an excellent team supporter, and she'll make an excellent assistant coach someday, and she knows what I mean. Kathleen Seymour. She was a forward and a captain. Kathleen worked on improving her skills with playmaking, and she was the best coin toss caller in the league by the end of the year. She did an excellent job on the wing. She had 2 goals and 3 assists. Erica Brown is our other captain. She had an excellent season. She developed into an excellent wing. She learned to shoot effectively with both feet, and she led the team with 16 goals and 2 assists. 9th grader, Stephanie Sample, fullback. Stephanie learned to do a good job defensively, got a little more aggressive during the season, stopped backing away from people. She had an excellent kick, depended on her for all of our goal and direct kicks, and she had 1 goal through that this year. Nicole Tardif, fullback. Nicole improved quite a bit this season. She became a regular starter halfway through the year. She hustled, broke up a lot of scoring chances, and she had 1 assist, and it happened to be on her birthday, so that was kind of a nice birthday present. Katie Jeanette played halfback. She developed into a regular, consistent player after last year just being an occasional player. She really worked on her skills. She thought a lot better this year, and she had 1 goal and 1 assist. Marie Boris, halfback. Marie's a good athlete. She's an aggressive player. She filled in for a lot of positions during the year. She had 4 goals and 5 assists. And Charlie Felicity, he's in the middle because he's another 9th grader. Scorekeeper timer, just did a lot of work for me. If I needed something, Charlie, go get this. Charlie, get me that. Charlie, make sure the parents sign up. Charlie, make sure the things are in there. Charlie didn't get all the shots, so shape up next time. He had to listen to that and did an excellent job. Another person has to sit there in the rain when it's cold and raining. He doesn't get to run around like the players. He just did it without complaining, and I really appreciate the work he did. Couldn't have had a season without him. Had a whole slew of 8th graders. Mandy Dubuque played fullback. She really came along this season. She goes to the ball well, has good skills, and she's going to learn how to mark players. She's going to be a good player when she gets older. Ashley Walter, halfback. She has excellent speed, good skills. She doesn't back off from anybody. Gave 100% effort every game, every practice. Had 3 goals and 1 assist. Rachel Dutil, forward. Rachel steadily and quietly learned and improved her game throughout the season. Her work on playing her position, when she was where she was supposed to be, she ended up with a goal, and it was a valuable lesson for her. Haley Desro played forward. Haley worked very hard. She was getting down the field. She was working to get to the ball. She had several chances to score, and I think if she keeps going, she will get those goals eventually. Chantel Carter played goalie. It's a tough position to play, especially for an 8th grader. Chantel did a great job making big saves, and her push-ups during the season got better and better and better. And she knows what that means. Emily Favreau played forward. She was the quietest person on a rather boisterous team this year. She tried hard to learn to get to the ball. She had 1 goal and 1 assist, and I believe she learned how to use a broom this year, if I'm not mistaken. Shauna Carter. Shauna and Chantel got along better than anybody on the team. She played forward. She improved a lot this season. Compared her from the beginning to the end, you could really see a difference. It was enjoyable to watch her and Chantel encourage each other, push each other to do their best. Shauna had 1 goal this year. Debbie Trombley played sweeper, only an 8th grader and already starting for the 2nd year. She did an excellent job after I woke up and finally put her where she really belonged. Randy Samples, forward. Randy's not always in control out on the field, but she's always aggressive going to the net. She's run over more than her share of goalies. And she alternated between playing the center and the wing. She did a great job in both positions, had 5 goals and 3 assists. All right, my most improved players and my most valuable players next. I'll do the most improved players first. The first player is Nicole Tardif. Nicole's improvement this season was steady and constant. She began as a regular, just playing fullback substitute. By the 6th game of the season, she worked well enough in practice and in games to start. I think I shocked her when I told her she was starting. And after that, she started every game. From that point on, she was aggressive all the time. And by the end of the season, she was playing all game, every game, without asking for any breaks at all and giving 100% all the time. Nicole? My next most improved is Kate Katie Jeanette. Katie earned this award over 2 seasons. Last year, she saw a lot less playing time, and when she was in, I was biting my lip sometimes saying, geez, what's she going to do now? This year, her skills and decision-making were much better. She worked really hard in those areas. She developed good control and learned good decision-making on the field, which you can't always teach. She learned you can do more than kick the ball when it comes to you, and I was really happy with the progress Katie made this year. Katie? Last but not least, the most improved players, Mandy Dubuque. Mandy's an excellent example of going against cuts sometimes. The first week or so, if I'd had to make cuts, Mandy would have been one of the first ones in there. Probably I haven't told her this yet, now she knows. I wondered if she'd ever even seen a soccer ball before. By the first weekend, I don't know what happened, she ate Wheaties or something for breakfast. She came in the second week as a soccer player. She really thinks well on the field. She works hard all the time. She's aggressive. She's been a tremendous benefit back to fullback. Mandy? All right. Most valuable players. I also had 3 of those because I just can't make up my mind. First one, Debbie Trombley. Debbie had no goals. She had no assists. But if they gave points for stopping opposing chances, she would have led the league. She would have had about 150 of those. She played nearly every minute of every game. She gave 100% all the time. She was fast. If she saw somebody breaking away, she made sure they didn't get into the goalie uncontested. Only an 8th grader, sure to improve even more. First MVP of our team, Debbie Trombley. Second MVP is Marie Boris. She knew this award not by playing any one position, because I don't know that she played one position enough times to call her any of that. Every time somebody got hurt, every time I needed to talk to a player from a different position, if I needed to talk to Debbie at sweeper, it's Marie, go play sweeper. If a couple times I needed a forward, it's Marie, go play forward. If I needed a fullback for a minute, because one of the fullbacks is hurt, and another one needed a rest, it's Marie, go play fullback. You get the idea after a while. Usually she played halfback, but anytime somebody was hurt, she moved right there, did a great job. Probably would have played a really good goalie too, but I never tried her there. 3 more. Last one. Last player, the team needs goals to win a game. You can't win games even if you don't score. Erica scored nearly half of ours. When she scored, we won. When she didn't score, we won't talk about it. She played left and right wing equally well. She was always looking for the ball. At the same time, playing in good position, so she was available and open to get those passes. She came through in games when we needed a goal. Good forward who I'll miss next year, Erica Brown. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you for all the people who stayed through all the other presentations to wait for me to talk.
Mr. Phillips, would just like to say thanks for a great season. Certainly full of great memories, and those of us going into varsity will miss you, and those remaining, good luck. We have a little gift for both Mr. Phillips and Charlotte, and one from school.
We have a girls championship soccer team up there, please.
Jeez. touch, you know where I live. Oh, you up there, Shark? No. You're gonna get caught? Get up there. Shark. There you go.
It's a pleasure to introduce championship team, Jess Bayshire, Kelly Giner, Allison Jeanette, Carrie Meziak, Jess Babbitt, Nikki Bayshire, Kara Bana, Christina Brown, Sarah Bushy, Shannon Casey, Sarah Engelbrecht, Jamie Nutt, Trish Sample, Hillary Tremblay, Hillary Watts, Karen Wirefall, Sarah Bayshire, Erica LaPalme, Stacy Miller, Hillary Peaks, Heather Snyder, Scorekeeper Char Tatel, timer Nikki LaFountain, Coach Gilroy.
Like everyone else, I too would like to congratulate all the fall teams, and especially the two CBAC champion teams, boys baby soccer, and of course these girls right here. I have several thank yous. First of all, A.M. Denver and Lakewood Market for sponsoring our soccer tournament in the fall, and the Northeastern Booster Club for all their support of our tournament and our team. Hometown Cable, Calvin and Sam Castine for taking so many of our games. I'd like to thank my husband Kieran for cooking all the time while I'm coaching, and also for being such a great supporter of me and the varsity girls. I'd like to thank all the ball boys and girls who did such a good job, especially Brad Miller, Rena Gabby, and Sean Bonner, who worked almost all the games. Nikki LaFountain for keeping the clock at our home games, and Char Tato, who was, of course, the best scorekeeper. I'd also like to thank Mr. Newton and Mr. Frisbee for lending their support, the many fans we had at our games, and especially my thanks to all the parents who were always very supportive of me and of this team. A special thanks goes to Dave Popes, who took over for me for 2 practices and 2 meetings when I was sick in the preseason, and also he did a great job with the JVs who had a very successful season this fall. The varsity players set some very difficult goals at the beginning of the year and ended up attaining the majority of them. 12 returning players provided a stable base to start from, and the 8 first-time varsity players and the 1 transfer student fit very nicely into the whole package. There was a lot of depth in this team, and when some players were out for various reasons, others stepped up their play and kept this team moving in a positive and forward direction. We had a strong defensive unit and emphasized building up the attack from back to front with an excellent finesse and passing game. Of the 20 field players, everyone had at least 1 assist or 1 goal. The girls finished the regular season undefeated at 15-0-1, the best record any girls soccer team at Northeastern has ever obtained prior to sectionals. As everyone knows by now, we lost the sectional final game in a penalty kick shootout, but never once did these girls lose on the field. Their overall record was 18-1-1. The last game with Saranac was one of the most exciting we played in the CBAC in a long time. Coming back from 2-0 at halftime just goes to show the grit and tenacity this team has. The NCCS girls varsity soccer team received many compliments on their team play throughout the season from other area coaches and referees. Our offensive players this year were Jess Babbitt, Kelly Gagnon, Karen Weierstahl, Carrie Musiak, Shannon Casey, Hillary Watts, Nikki Bayshard, Sarah Engelbrecht, and Erica Brown, who came up from the JV team to play with us for sections. The main job of the offensive players is to score, and that they did. Jess, Kelly, and Karen were 3 of the top 6 leading scorers in the league. Between them, they scored 39 or 70 goals and accounted for 27 of the 61 assists. Carrie also had a good year with 6 goals and 7 assists. The midfielders were Trish Sample, Cara Bono, Ella Jeanette, Jamie Nutt, Sarah Bayshard, Erica Fountain, Hillary Peets, and Christina Brown. Halfbacks must have good all-round skills and endurance. These girls played outstanding defense, but also accounted for 17 goals between them. They all played with great hustle, they passed and chipped well, they looked to overlap to create more offensive opportunities. Each did their job proficiently, and they certainly were the unsung heroes of this team. We had an exceptional defensive unit with Jess Bayshard and Hillary Tremblay as wing fullbacks, Stacey Miller as our stopper, and our sweeper Sarah Bushy. They limited our opponents to an average of only 7 shots per game, and combined with our keeper Heather Snide for 10 shutouts in 20 games. In amongst some great soccer play, we had a few lighter moments this year. In her first scrimmage in Vermont, Hillary Peets' aggressive style took her off the field and diving headfirst right down a hill. Allie Jeanette had some trouble with throw-ins. First she tripped on the sideline and fell flat on her face, and then she hit an opponent in the back of the head while throwing the ball in. And to top her play off, she did a belly flop into the water puddle 2 minutes into our second Saranac game. I talked to Kelly Gagnon about her yellow card for kicking back after being tangled up with an opponent. And her comeback was, "But my parents made me that way." Did you know that? Hillary Tremblay had an extremely long throw, except of course for that one in Westward that didn't even travel forward 1 foot. No assist on that one, Hillary. Jess Bayshard tried to knock out one of our fans. She kicked the ball out of bounds and right into his head. And she just can't stay on her feet. Little did I know that runs in the families. Just watch her sister Sarah and cousin Nikki. Shannon Casey learned that stepping on the ball is a big mistake. She may only weigh 98 pounds, but she went flying straight out, landing flat on her butt with her legs fully extended. Jamie Nutt provided the team with many ews and yucks, following the changing conditions of her ever-present leg infection. Don't ever fix the ground in front of the net when Sarah Bushy's around. She likes target practice at her old coach and at the ref. Cara Bono had a dangerous kick. Trouble is, it was at her own teammate's head. Karen Weierstahl had a strong kick, so strong that she put a hole right in the back of our net one day in practice. Erica Fountain is still learning how to count. Was that aye? Trish Sample didn't spit Gatorade at me this year. Instead, she just ran me over in practice. I can't wait to see what next year brings. These girls won the A.M. Lakewood Market Tournament this fall, and they were the CBAC champions. The soccer officials awarded the George Brenler Sportsmanship Award for the 4th year in a row to them. Not only can they play great soccer, but they do it with class. 5 girls were named to the All-Star team. Stacy Miller, honorable mention, Trish Sample, Division 1, Sarah Bushy and Jess Babby, CVAC All-Conference team, and Karen Weierstall was named the most valuable player in the league. That's quite a testament to her ability on the field. She was certainly a catalyst on this team and really makes things happen. She'll also be named to the state team. The most improved player was someone that really stepped up her play after Jess Babby was injured, scoring 7 or 10 goals after that. There was a very noticeable difference in the quality of her play and her speed on the field as the season progressed. Most improved player, Kelly Gunn. There's 2 most valuable players offense. When you watch them, their speed, endurance, strength, and scoring capabilities speak for themselves. Jess Babby, Karen Weierstall. Three most valuable players, defense. They have a tremendous ability to keep the ball from getting close to our goal, and the ability to start the offense as well. Sarah Bushy, Hillary Tremblay, and Jess Bayshard. I have 2 more overall most valuable players. Their contributions on the field during the games were very noticeable, but what everyone else doesn't see is what goes on in practice. It's very difficult to get 21 girls to focus on every drill for 2 hours, day in and day out. But these 2 had the inward motivation to do that. I could always count on them to give 100%, not only in the games, but in the practices as well. Trish Sample and Stacy Miller. And now I come to the end. It's time to wish the seniors the best of luck in college. You won't be forgotten, and you'll be greatly missed. I congratulate you one more time on your exceptional final soccer season here at Northeastern. For those of you that will return next year, when you look back on the disappointing end to our season, keep the following words from an old 70s song in the back of your mind. You can bend but never break me, because it only serves to make me more determined to achieve my final goal. And I'll come back even stronger, not a novice any longer. You've deepened the conviction in my soul. I am strong, I am invincible. And next year I know you'll rock their world.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for attending our banquet tonight to show your support for our team and for the sunshine. I must say that this year has been the most memorable year in soccer. The team that you see standing behind us is one of the best teams that anyone could ever want to play with. Yes, these girls have skills, but it's much more than that. These girls are funny, caring, and some of the best friends that we've had in town. As captains, we see the team as a family, and that's how it was. We always supported each other and worked as a team. This is how we succeeded. Together we accomplished the goal never done by the girls' soccer team here at NCCS before. We went on being in 10 seasons. For us seniors, this was a great accomplishment that we will never forget. I would have the team and of course Mrs. Daly to thank today. Mr. Chief, thank you so much for 3 great years and for a wonderful last year. You're very brave to take on a group of headstrong girls with us, but you still made us see the teaching points. We'd also like to thank Calvin for chasing all our games, our ball boys and girls.
and our sport teacher, Shartae Joe, and Nicole Fountain. Tell our parents it means a lot for you guys to be out there to us and to support us, and it makes us play a lot harder knowing that you guys play a lot for us. Most of you won't know what this means, but to those who do, we have to dedicate this season to our chicken. Shane Detail, thanks for all your support.
Being our last few years, it's our final goodbye. The seniors would like to remind everyone how proud we were and ours to have worn our school uniform. These are memories that we will never forget. Please, Chief, thanks so much and good luck in the future. To our teams,
We love you and good luck next year. Thank you.
I did too good. Karen.
Thank you for coming, and you can adjourn to the cafeteria, have a donut and soda.